All right. Yeah, it's going by fast, isn't it? Yeah, it's a long season, but it's going by fast.
Vance, the last time we talked to you, so the next step for this defense was game-changing plays.
Yep.
I think we saw at least 3 of those last game.
Absolutely. That was fun to see, especially from Marco and Isaiah and Ham. Those 3 guys have worked hard, all year, and especially Marco and Isaiah. And to watch them make those big-time plays was fun, fun to see for our defense. Obviously, it wasn't perfect. I thought the standard dipped a little, as far as the 3 big plays we gave up, which led to points. But outside of that, the guys were playing hard, and those young guys were coming on fast and making, again, game-changing plays. So it was fun to watch.
Going up against a guy like Justin Jefferson, do you look at him any differently than some of the other high-level receivers that you've had to deal with?
We don't. I mean, he's a special player, obviously, and, by numbers, he's getting the ball, 2-to-1 to the second guy. So he's no different than Cooper Kupp or Adams or the big guy in Seattle. What's his name? DK Metcalf. So many guys every week, so I lose track of these names. But, no, I mean, he's a special player, and he's been that way for 3 straight years. We saw him last year. He made some plays last year. It wasn't bad, but obviously the plan's always to keep those guys from hurting us.
How severe is Dennis's injury?
I'm sorry?
How severe is
I'm not sure. He's getting better, day by day. Obviously, with certain injuries, you want to make sure guys are totally healthy before they come back, especially if it's an old injury, But he's obviously wants to play, and once he's healthy, he'll be back out there for us.
Do you think once Trayvon is to the point where he can be out there, does he kind of slot in as a 4th guy? Does he? I mean, I would assume the other 3 guys, the top 3 guys, are your top 3 guys.
Yeah. Right now, obviously, Marco's playing better and better each week. Ham's getting better each week, and Trayvon has missed some time with injury, and he's coming on strong. Obviously, it's good to have 4 corners, and it's you rarely have 4 guys you trust to play, but so having him is a good thing for us, and his time will come. It always happens, and maybe it's Sunday, but he's working hard, and he wants to get out there in a worse way. I hear it every day, so, he's close.
How do you adjust now not having Richard for at least 4 the next 4 games?
Well, next man up. Obviously he's a big part of our run defense, and he's been playing really well, as a nose for us, and that's a big part of being a 3-4 defense, controlling the A gaps, especially with this run game that runs lateral. So he's had a good year thus far. So losing him won't help us. Obviously that it's not good for your team to lose your starting nose, but next man up. We'll see what happens on Sunday, but we've got guys who are capable and guys who are eager to play for us.
Where's Byron in his career? Has he reached where he's going to reach? Do you feel like he can still get better?
No, he's not there yet. I mean, he's still growing each week as a player. He's definitely different than he was 3 years ago. I mean, he's a real guy. He wants to cover the best guys each week, and he's done a good job doing it. I mean, his confidence, his football IQ is so high right now, so I don't worry about him, and we rarely talk about him in meetings, which is a good thing, so if you talk about a player too much, it's kind of a bad thing, he kind of blends in and he plays well, and, he's not being challenged a lot out there on Sundays, but he's grown, man, and he's a really good corner at this point of his career.
How much better can your defense get as a whole, not just Byron?
A lot better. Even last Thursday to make those 3 big plays, that was fun to watch. But to give up those 3 big plays that we gave up, that led to 17 points, we don't like that. Those 3 plays were the biggest plays we've had all year. I mean, 60 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus. That's not good defense. And Friday morning we had a spirited meeting. So they were a little shocked, of my attitude on Friday morning. But the standard did dip. Making those plays was obviously good for our football team, but giving up 3 explosive passes that led to points was not good for us. So that's got to stop. And the guys know that. They weren't happy after the game, by any means. We have a higher standard than that. But on to the next, and we'll fix it.
What was their reaction when you let them know your feelings?
They knew it, They knew it coming in. Obviously, those plays were obvious. I mean, a 3rd and 2, a 64-yard catch and run, a big post in the first series of the game, and a big play late in the game, and a coverage where he should have been inside leverage. So we just speak the truth. Coach the wrong and fix the right, and praise the right, and move forward. But we have to understand that's not good football. Making those plays was good for our team, but giving up 3 big plays is not good for our team. So let's fix those and move forward.
You talked about Jefferson, but you also have Thielen and Cook, and of course
Yeah.
the quarterback, who's some
Right.
outside
Yeah.
narrative on him as well. But he seems to be a pretty consistent quarterback.
He can play. It's no question in that. But every week it's the same in this league. Everyone's got players. Everyone's got a big-time back and a couple of receivers and a quarterback that's playing well. So for us, it's the same as the Rams, Seattle. It's the same as the Chiefs, same as the Raiders. So for us, it's no different. It's having a plan to stop what they do best and live with the rest. Make our plays be great on third downs, be great in the red zone, and that doesn't change for us. But everyone's got good players, and we're kind of used to that.
Vance, are you seeing a growing relationship between Isaiah and Hopkins, and how is that so beneficial
Yeah.
for Isaiah?
Well, they're both Clemson guys, and Hop's been, obviously big in his life as far as pushing him to get better each week and to be a better pro. Isaiah's playing really well, guys. He really is, man. I mean, the last 6 weeks of football has been impressive to watch this guy play. He's playing a lot of slot corner for us, and he's doing a good job at it. I mean, he's a tall, obviously rare athlete. His coverage stuff, his football IQ's high. He's not making mistakes. He's tackling hard. So I've been impressed with him the last 6 weeks, and hopefully he gets better and better. But you can watch him in practice. I mean, he is feeling good about what he's doing, man, and he wants more. He wants more. So to watch him after the first week not play is good, but to bounce back into practice and study and to put the time in as a pro and to watch him play good, it's been impressive.
What do you think, what the week 2 games of playing with Macho, what do you think that did to him?
It wasn't about him, and a want to. It was more about a package. I thought week 1 it was too much for him, and to kind of settle him down and kind of take some things back and calm him down a little bit and give it back to him slowly. It's worked for us, and he's playing cleaner, he's playing better, and it's good for everyone involved. But it wasn't a punishment. It was more of let's settle him down and give him a lesson and allow him to grow at his own pace. That was what it was about.
What led you to recognize that he had too much on his plate?
Well, obviously in training camp, we didn't play much in preseason, and to have the green dot and to call it and play nickel and play dime, it was too much for him early on, and maybe he can get it back in the future, but it did help us and help him to kind of pull it back a little bit and give it back to him slowly. He's playing good ball, man, so sometimes as a coach, you got to help them help themselves, The players want to play and play every down, but it wasn't right for him early, but now it's coming back to him.
Do you feel like there's too much pressure on young guys to kind of produce right away? I mean, talking about Zaven, kind of taking that rookie year, and now
Yeah.
it looks night and day different. And Isaiah obviously matching up against Travis Kelce, and we've seen him rebound tremendously.
Absolutely.
I think we touched on that a couple weeks ago as well.
I think for young players, especially first-round picks, man, that's the pressure. That's part of the gig, right? I mean, they want you to come in and play early, and some kids aren't ready to do that. And I thought with Zaven last year, he wasn't quite ready to do it, and he wasn't playing bad early. He got hurt, and missed some time, and that hurt his growth a little bit. With Isaiah, he played early, as a rookie, and he kind of spot played it, and he grew into the role of playing some Sam and playing some nickel for us. So it wasn't bad for him early as a rookie, and he got better as the year went along. So every player's different, but the pressure of a first-round pick is always there, and that's just part of the deal. And the league, the team expects guys to come in and play well early, and that's not always fact, for all players.
What scheme differences do you see from Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and
It's similar to the Rams, but it's impressive to watch. They do a great job of scheming coverages and scheming fronts, and the Rams obviously, weren't the best at doing it, but this is impressive to watch. And obviously with Kirk Cousins, who's been in multiple systems, they can do a lot at the line of scrimmage, and that keeps you guessing. It's not shotgun pass. It's not dot run. It's play action pass. First, second down, it's mostly play action pass, and that's tough on the defense to hide the ball that much and throw passes. You're hoping they hand it off more often from dot and throw it from gun, but it's not that way with this offense. I mean, it's really 50-50. It's really what you present as a defense. That's what he gives you. So it's really tough to prepare for.
Was there a little sigh of relief that JJ's baby was born on the Sunday of the mini bye?
Absolutely, for him and us, obviously. But yeah, Core James Watt, right? KJ. So he's obviously excited about his new baby. He's a father for the first time, and that's huge in his life.
Thanks, VJ.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Hello.
After I mean, it's not a full buy, but it's a mini buy. So,
Yeah.
what does that mean for a team? Do you think going into now?
Yeah, I mean, I think whenever you have these little breaks during the season, whether it be the Thursday night game or the bye week, it's always a time to kind of reflect where we've been and kind of where we're going and what the coaches think in areas we can improve and what the points of emphasis are going to be. They're always going to kind of self-scout when they have those little extra time periods. So it obviously feels better coming off a win last Thursday. If it went the other way for some reason, it would have been a real long weekend. But it was a chance to kind of get away, reset the mind, and get ready for this next section of games before our real bye week.
How do you analyze offensively how you guys did in that game and what that means going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously we had 2 defensive touchdowns, which kind of helped the score. The score was probably looked better than it was offensively. We still feel like we haven't played our best football. And I think that's a testament to the talent we have on offense, that we can still score with points in bunches, but not consistently. And if and when we figure it out, we feel like we could be one of the top offenses in the league. But it starts on the practice field. You can talk about it. You can look at all the production that we've had individually in the past with myself, Hop, AJ, some of the guys, but it doesn't matter if the sum is not greater than the individuals right now. And it should be the way we're constructed offensively with the talent and the quarterback and the scheme. The sum should be a lot bigger than the parts. So that's what we're focused on.
What did Hop's presence bring to the team, not just on the field, but as a leader?
I mean, Hop is one of the best to ever do it. Obviously, he's going to bring a lot of juice. He means a lot to this community and to this team. So I think the fans love seeing him out there. I love seeing him out there. They were playing a lot of extra coverage kind of in the middle of the field and kind of letting Hop go one-on-one out there. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to come to Arizona when I was thinking about getting out of Philly is I've never played with a guy like that demands so much attention. And if teams are going to play extra body in the middle of the field, then it's going to be him on one-on-one all day. And if teams are going to put 2 over there, then I get a chance to play one-on-one. So I think we're very complimentary of each other, and I'm excited about the future.
How much does his presence, just do you think, lift the confidence of everybody else on offense, and especially Kyler?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously they have a comfort level together. They've played together a long time. They have a lot of success. They know each other's body languages, or body language, I should say. And it's just, there's a comfort level when you have time on task with someone. They're not surprised by your movements. They see the game the same way. And if the teams are going to leave him one-on-one. DeAndre Hopkins is going to beat pretty much anyone they're going to put out on him defensively. So he brings a lot of confidence to our offense in the sense that if you need a third down play and the coaching staff doesn't have the perfect play call, it's like, okay, if Zach's one-on-one, let's go to him. If D-Hop's one-on-one, let's go to him. And then we got a lot of other pieces that can move, that can play well. Rondell, Dortch is playing well. Eno's playing really good football. Hopefully James is back soon. So I feel like we have pieces that can win one-on-one matchups, and in this league, ultimately, that's what it's about.
After you watch tape of the Vikings, what's the first thing when you see their defense that pops into your head?
Well, I've played against this defense a lot, and so it always starts with their two DNs, especially at home in Minnesota. It's extremely loud. They got a great home environment, and those defensive ends get off the footballs. Zadarius Smith and Daniil Hunter, two of the probably top 4 defensive end tandems in the league, maybe higher. And so it's going to be a really good challenge for us, for the tackles, for the tight ends, backs that have to help out or be in protection against them in one-on-one situations. So we got to find a way to neutralize them. Now, I've played against Harrison Smith since we were about 18 and 19 years old. And so he's a really, really good football player, really smart. Pat P's obviously there. Everyone knows him. Jordan, Eric Kendricks is a really good football player. So they're really good. They got a lot of talent on defense. I feel like they're starting to find their own in the scheme. Obviously, it's a new defensive coordinator. Some of the early games aren't a reflection of kind of who they are now the past couple of weeks. So it's going to be a really good fight.
Is this the first time you're watching film and going to go up against Jordan?
No, I played on my 2020 when I was in Philly against Arizona, obviously. But it's fun. We talk a lot of trash to each other, but it's all fun and games. But when we're out there, it doesn't really matter. We don't look at each other like, oh, that's my guy. I was in his wedding or anything like that. He's the guy. He's a linebacker for the Vikings, and then after the game, we'll catch up again.
How's JJ doing today?
He's doing great. He's obviously a little tired early in the week, but now I feel like he's refreshed. It's just an amazing experience. Like I said when I went through it, you can't put it. Everyone says how amazing, how awesome it is, but it really doesn't do it justice. Those adjectives aren't good enough to describe what it's like going through it. So I'm extremely happy for him.
What were your words of advice for him?
I don't give a lot of advice to JJ. He's pretty much got a lot of things figured out, but just to really enjoy these moments. I mean, obviously, I got a 2.5-month-old now, and the difference between now and when he was born is completely different. And so it's just there's so many small changes early on. And you just got to enjoy it each and every day.
You guys aren't scared fatherhood's going to make you soft?
No. I mean, I think not yet, at least. Maybe if I had 3 or 4, but right now, I don't think so. Maybe if I had a daughter, too, I think it might be a little different.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.